The
Well, it
two
has to do
faces of
with, guess
Islam.
what? Quran, Sirah, Hadith. There are two Islams and two kinds of Muslims. That is because we have two Qurans and two Muhammads. Let's go over this briefly. The early Quran written in Mecca is fairly tolerant, and if it were all that we had, we wouldn't be here having this talk. Mecca, you have your religion and I have mine. Sounds fine. Then later in Medina we have, I shall cast terror into the hearts of the Kafirs. Strike off their heads. Strike off the very tips of their fingers. Not so nice. And they're both in the Quran. But it's not only the contradiction in the Quran, there's a contradiction in Muhammad. He taught the religion of Islam for 13 years in Mecca and converted 150 Arabs. He was driven out of Mecca, went to Medina, where he became a politician and a jihadist, and when he died, every Arab was a Muslim. So we have two different people, preacher, quiet, and politician, jihadist, two different kinds of persons. We see this reflected about the jihad in the Quran. In the Meccan Quran, there is no jihad, whereas the Medinan Quran, 24% of it is about jihad. The Sirah, 67% of it is about jihad. The Hadith, 21%. 31% of the total trilogy deals with jihad. Jihad is not a verse or two, it is a complete doctrine. Then we come to the Jews. In Meccan Quran, there's very little Jew hatred, and indeed, the Jews are praised as the best of people. But in the Medinan Quran, there's a great deal of Jew hatred. In the Sirah, there's a great deal of Jew hatred. In the Hadith, there's a great deal of Jew hatred. The complete trilogy, Quran, Sirah, Hadith, has more Jew hatred than Mein Kampf. Think about that. And yet, it's not the whole story, because Mein Kampf does not praise the Jews, whereas the Meccan Quran does praise them. So we have a concept which I call dualism. Two different Islams, two different Qurans, two different Muhammads. And so therefore you get into this extreme and radical and moderate. Now let's deal with something else. I'm not interested in discussing religion. What I'm interested in doing is discussing the political side of Islam, which is the Kafir side, the non-Muslim side. Oddly enough, over half the Quran, Sirah, Hadith, is written about the Kafir. So therefore we need to have a language for the Kafir about Islam. The part of Islam that deals with salvation, paradise and hell, is religious. The part of Islam that deals with the Kafir is political. Well, why is that? Because the Kafirs are not in the religion. So therefore, how could they be involved with the religious concept? Political Islam is Kafir Islam. The Kafir is outside of the religion. The majority of Islam is political. We don't talk about salvation and after death. Let's talk politics. Now let's go back to the moderate, extreme, and radical. Let's get this straight. Islam is peaceful and religious. It is jihad and political. Well, wait a minute. Which is it? Peaceful and religious or jihad and political? Both statements are correct. Neither